Hi everyone and welcome to Veterans in Crisis podcast. Today we have Johnny Alison, and Johnny is a community coordinator for SMART. However, Johnny is actually running the UK's only SMART Veterans project. Hi Johnny.
Hi Ger, how you doing?
I'm not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Thank you for coming on. I know it was short notice. I was really interested because I had a chat with Jenny in a podcast, and she told us about you're the only person to run a SMART Veterans, and I'm not a SMART group veterans, not SMART veterans as in them being intelligent.
Aye, of course, aye.
So you're the only person to run it for the whole of the UK?
Yeah, so basically, just 3 weeks ago, or just over, Smart Recovery UK, which run their own Smart Recovery programme, got funding for to able to employ me to then roll out veteran-only meetings, and we focus on recovery. And previous to this, I'd been volunteering with Smart Recovery, so since November, I've on an online format on Zoom, we've been holding veterans meetings, and the response and the help it has been able to give the guys has been phenomenal. So now we have 2 online meetings, on a Wednesday and a Sunday at 7 p.m. on Zoom, and they're well attended, and the guys are really benefiting out of having a safe place for veterans. And the range for maybe guys struggling with mental health or addiction issues, with any substances, overeating, or just try to struggling integrating back into civilian life. So the benefits are really phenomenal in a short space of time.
So I mean, I don't mean to sound stupid, but as it's on Zoom, I'm assuming the whole of the UK can watch it, aye?
Yeah, of course. So we've got veterans in England, Wales, up at the top end of Scotland, and also Northern Ireland. So the online format is open to any veteran. Our serving personnel as well are more than welcome to come and join us in a Wednesday or a Sunday night.
I'm gonna it'll not be this Wednesday, but I think next Wednesday I'm gonna tune in and see what it's all about.
Yeah, more than welcome, mate.
We're thinking about running it in Sunderland.
Yeah,
just for veterans.
Yeah, brilliant.
So, are you a veteran?
Yeah, I'm a veteran. Yeah, so I served with, first of all, the King's Own Scottish Borderers, and then we amalgamated, and I finished up with the Royal Regiment of Scotland. I've done operational tours in Iraq, Northern Ireland, and Afghanistan. So
what do you feel about what's happening in Afghanistan this week then?
It's hard, mate. It's hard. No, Sunday I was at the football with my son, and all the parents were coming up and asking my opinion on it, and it's like, it's a forefront of the topic for most people. It's on the news, so no, it's a conversation you're not used to having when you're out about your daily business, and I felt it myself. I myself, I don't try not to watch the news. I don't read newspapers, and I do that for my own well-being. But on Sunday I found myself coming in and turning the news on, and I had on for 5 minutes, and I felt my anxiety going through the roof. So I knew my meeting was coming on the Sunday night, and I knew I had to de-escalate, because I knew it was going to be the topic of the meeting on the Sunday night, and rightly so, because my generation, the generation of serving in the army, that's been the forefront of our operations, and I myself have lost guys there. Do you know what I mean? And my thoughts automatically go to the families who have lost their sons or their daughters. And for me, the sticking point for me is, it's too easy to throw out the word, oh, it was all a waste of time and it's all for nothing. And for that, I can't swallow that, because how do the parents feel when they're hearing that? Their loved ones have paid the ultimate sacrifice for nothing, and that's not right. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of emotions, and I suffer from PTSD myself, so that there's no a day it goes by I don't think about something or a vision of one of the tours that I've been on, and with it being in the news and it being the topic that everybody wants to talk about now, then my day is filled with thoughts of Afghanistan or previous tours, and I know the other guys out there who might know or struggled that much, but that this will definitely bring trouble their minds. Obviously, it will. I don't know.
This is what we're expecting to have sort of more this week. Have more people who we help, who we in Afghan.
Well, we've got a WhatsApp group for the veterans that are in the meeting in the online format, so we all keep in touch with each other, and it's constantly pinging, and the guys, there's a lot of anger there, do you know, and I think this is my personal views, do you know, the veteran community is getting hammered now. No, we've got the Gurkhas down in London, no, fighting for equal rights, and we've got veterans who struggle to find housing, accommodation, work. They struggle to integrate back into society, and these are for the reasons being it we're misunderstood. I think we're very misunderstood, and when the public start having an opinion on what's happening now, for me, it casts my mind back to when the public in general had an opinion what we should have been doing out there and what we shouldn't have been doing there, and there was a lot of hatred and anger towards the forces, and so it brings up all the emotions for me personally, and that's what I need to try and, for my own well-being, is try and process them in a healthy manner than getting caught up in it and tangled up in it. And
I've had the same sort of kind of thoughts about the sort of what I would say persecution of veterans who served in Northern Ireland, because I served in Northern Ireland, and you know, it brings it back, even though it was all them years ago, it brings it back in the forefront of your mind, because exactly what you're seeing, it's on the news and people want to talk about it. You know, I don't necessarily want to talk about it, you know, but people bring it up.
That's what I struggle with, because I'll speak to yourself, or I'll speak to the other veterans or serving military, and it's a conversation I could have with ease with them. But when you've got people who maybe when you're out shooting, or you know, and they want to start, and it's no disrespect to them, but they want to talk, they want to ask you your opinion, and I don't want to tell them my opinion. You know, my opinions are my own, and my opinions will probably be misunderstood by the general public due to the emotions and the attachments that I've got to them, and whether you served in Afghanistan or no, the full veteran community and military will be feeling this now, feeling it very, very sore.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And in fact, why don't we move on to something else, because we're going to start giving our opinions, and that's not really what I want to put across. No. We want to talk about sort of the good work you're doing, and the fact that you're the only person in the whole of the UK that is running a smart group for veterans. You know, that in itself, it's a remarkable achievement. You know, absolutely remarkable.
Well, honestly, as I say, I've recently just been employed with Smart, which is amazing, because I'm doing a job now where I'm going to be paid for it, but it's a job that I've got a lot of passion for. So the reason I've ended up coming into this route of work is because I'm a recovering alcoholic myself. So I suffered from addiction issues through my full career in the army, and I left the army due to, I loved the army, I loved everything about it, I loved my job, but I struggled with obviously PTSD. I didn't know at the time, and I masked a lot of feelings and emotions when I started having maybe flashbacks and nightmares and stuff, and self-medicated with alcohol. When I left the army, I finally found recovery. And through getting recovery, I was able to go to the doctor and seek the right help, which I needed for my PTSD. And for then I've been able to turn my life around. And for then on, my passion is I'll help anybody, MD at all, no, especially when it comes to recovery. But my passion is to help the veterans, because I know it's easier for us to just try and get on with it, march on. And a veteran talking to another veteran will open up more easily than to somebody else. And if you're speaking their language, and it's easier for them to open up. And that's what I found. So when I started these meetings, guys were apprehensive to come on. You know, they think of them as maybe like the other recovery meetings that are out there, and it's no. I honestly can say here, and I've got the guys there that are on it to back me up, but it's very special, and it's something that nobody else has experienced before. No, they've got a space, a safe environment. We all are veterans, all different age groups, all different tours, different experience, tri-services. We've got RAF, we've got the Navy, we've got the Army, and we've got that instant connection. And for there, that's we've been able to help each other and benefit each other. And what we've got now is with the WhatsApp group, the other guys are away helping each other and keeping in contact with each other and helping each other through the days. And it's all right to tell people you're struggling.
It's all right. It's like using the buddy system, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
You're sort of giving each other, even if it's a text that takes you 2 seconds to do.
Text in the morning makes all the difference.
That text when you wake up and there's a text there for you, or before you go to sleep, there's a text there for you.
That's it.
It's the idea. We do the same with our clients. You know,
something as simple as that can make all the difference to somebody's day,
to somebody's life. Right? I mean, that's the difference between life or death for some people. You know, they could be at the stage where they're going to end their life. A little text comes through, mostly dark humour, mostly something funny, you know what I mean? And then you snap out of that sort of psychotic episode what you're having, you snap out of it, because it reminds you. I mean, I don't know about you, because the only thing I miss about the military is the banter, the laugh with me mates and that sort of stuff. You've been able to say stuff that probably you can't get away with in civilian life.
No, that's the thing. It's veterans. We're never going to be able to curb. When you get us together, the dark humour just comes naturally, and it's a thing that we miss, because when the shit hits the fan, that's what we rely on to get through it, and that's massive. What they miss, and that's the one thing that all the guys will say when they come on is, "I've missed this."
Yeah.
And you can imagine what the WhatsApp group's like. You know, I couldn't show that to anybody.
It is, isn't it? Because really, society would deem it like really offensive of what you say.
Oh, yeah,
you don't mean it to be offensive, you know.
No.
You can laugh with each other and say things to each other because it's not offensive. What you're doing is just injecting a little bit of humour into a really bad situation.
That's it. It's trying to turn it around, and as you said, it's a mindset. If you're stuck in that, and then a wee bit of humour can it distracts your attention.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's what we're used to. I think it's a British Army, a British mentality thing. We're known for it, for our humour and our dark sense of humour. But it's definitely something that we all miss.
Well, it is. I mean, and like I say, I never liked polishing my boots. I never liked marching around, all that sort of stuff, you know. But the laugh, what we try to sort of recreate in Vix is exactly that. So come to work, doesn't matter how bad the situation is, you laugh all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is exactly it. You think about it, for myself, when I look back my time in the army, and obviously I'm still living with the effects in my time in the army, and you look back what you miss, you know you always had somebody that had your back 100%. Do you know what I mean? The guys that left and the right of you trusted with your life. No, and then when you come out to civilian street, they've not got the banter, and that's what I noticed right away when I started working in a civilian job. The conversations at tea time, I'm wanting to crack a joke, and I'm going, I can't say that, and I'm laughing at myself. and it's that wee mental battle you have when you're going, I can't say that, and then you go away and you just miss. You feel as if you just can't fit in, and that was what for myself. I noticed that right away when I was transitioning into civilian life, and I don't know anyway, but my experience and listening to other guys' experience, you'll never replicate what you get in the army in Civilian Street.
Well, I have a friend of his now. Actually, I helped him years ago, and he's a company director of a massive company. And when I had him in here and I did a podcast upstairs in the studio, he was like, "I just can't. It's brilliant being able to say what I want to say." He said, "You don't realise because I'm a head of a company that I'm not allowed to say basically anything." In case you offend someone, you get took to court or whatever, you know.
And that's the society we live in today, and I suppose that's one of the biggest comforts with a veterans only meeting is the guys are comfortable. They know they don't need to think about what they're going to say or worry if they've said something that's got to be taken out of hand. Do you know what I mean? And even being around family members or probably close friends in Civilian Street, you can't get away with half the stuff that we would say to each other, and it's definitely a good thing because it lifts our spirits.
Well, do you know if I come on, like, so I've been diagnosed with PTSD and I've had my own problems. I never thought I was addicted to recreational drugs or alcohol, but I did become addicted to painkillers when I had a bad back.
Which is a big grab, is the same. Tramadol.
So
I was getting about big bags of them after the MO.
So it's crazy. And then I was saying, well, this isn't so the same. We'll take them tablets as well. And then in the end, I was just full of tablets. You know, I was smoking weed. My life was a mess, to be quite honest. But now I'm sort of over. I think I'm over that. So if I come into a smart meeting, and do you just introduce me as an observer or something? Because I don't. I wouldn't want like the lads to think that I'm just sort of nosing, you know.
No, so see the way it is now. The veterans meeting is open to any veteran or any serving military, and you'd be introducing yourself. There's no labels on MD. If you want to identify as an addict or an alcoholic, then that's fine. But smart recovery discourages the use of labels. But I'll give you an example. Not everybody on there has got addiction issues or had trouble. We don't talk about what happened 10 years ago or 5 years ago. We talk about what's happening today or in our week, how we're feeling the day or this week. And I've got guys on there who haven't got any addiction issues, do you know what I mean? And what they're finding out is they maybe be working too much. They've not got that balanced life with family time and work. They throw themselves into work. They'll do all the overtime. And it's just being able to always together and talking it out, understanding how we work and how we tick. And so you don't need to be, it's got to help you massively if you've got any addiction issues, but at the same time as well, we're just struggling day to day with too much stress in the work environment or stress in the household. It's a safe environment for veterans to come on and speak their mind and know it's not going to go anywhere. It's completely confidential.
Well, I'm going to be coming on next Wednesday. Whereabouts in Scotland are you?
I'm from Glasgow.
Oh, so which side of the football do you support?
The blue side.
The blue side.
I've got my son's a season ticket holder at the green side.
Oh, is he? Fucking hell, how's that happened?
I don't know. Too much time away in the army.
I was thinking that. Not enough influence, mate.
Too late to change.
The problem with is that nowadays you kind of change, can you?
No,
that's your aim, and as for you, I mean, you'll agree with that as well, wouldn't you? I mean, if my kid supported Newcastle, for instance, I'd be suicidal, literally, you know. But like once you choose, you can't change.
That's it.
And that's the thing that I would say to anybody, you know, because it amazes me when you see kids in the street and I don't know, whoever sits so messy. he signed for PSG. So now there'll be kids running around with that strip on. And last season, they had a Barcelona strip in on it. I wouldn't let that happen.
That's the thing when you. I think it's unthinkable to think you chop and change teams for your first city. It's got that divide.
I couldn't. You're right. It is unthinkable. You cannot change for it. Do you think I would purposely support Sunderland? Do you know what I mean? Do you think I'd gone out my way to support Sunderland? No, I definitely wouldn't. I made that choice when I was 6 or 7 year old. You know,
you don't get the choice. You don't get the choice half the time, innit? They'll just strip, not sure.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming on, mate. I know it was on your quick chat. What we would like to do though is if you send us any links you want putting on underneath. So when this goes out, people can click on, and any information that you want putting onto the sort of advert when we put it out, because it goes out on a Thursday, but it'll be like a week on Thursday.
Brilliant. All
right, and will you keep in touch?
I definitely. As I say, hats off to you for what you're doing down there. Jenny was telling us, and I was blown away. So total respect, and I was amazed. So it's amazing what you're doing, and it's much needed.
All right, well,
there's not enough of it getting done.
Anytime you want to come down and visit, mate, we've got an emergency apartment upstairs. You can all stay here.
I'll take you up on that.
No problem at all.
In fact, I'm due down in Sunderland. In fact, in the end of September, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and what are you doing, like?
This won't be on it, will it? This bit won't be on the podcast, will it?
Well, I tell you what, wait till we finish the podcast and then tell us. Right, thank you very much. Stay on the line, though, right?
Right.